You ever wake up with a pit in your stomach? That tight knot that sits there before you even open your eyes. And somehow it follows you into the shower, into the car, into the day. Or maybe it's that wave of anxiety that hits out of nowhere. You're sitting at your desk or getting ready for work, and suddenly your chest tightens, your mind races, and you feel terrified, but you can't explain why. You brace yourself for some kind of catastrophe. You don't know what it is. You just feel like something bad is waiting for you. And maybe you've assumed it's because you hate your job, the manager, the customers, the Sunday night dread, the Monday morning blues. Maybe you don't even know what you hate. You just know you don't feel good when you're there. Every road seems to lead back to work. Every bad feeling seems connected to it. And maybe you're right. Maybe it is the job. But what if it isn't? Welcome back to It's Just Monday, a place for people stuck in jobs they hate who are trying to build a way out. Today, I want to help you understand what's actually behind that feeling and why it might not be the job itself. So, we're going to explore whether you actually hate your job or whether anxiety has been quietly shaping your experience and making your job feel heavier than it really is. Before we go deeper, I want to say I felt a lot of these things too. I have anxiety, and sometimes it feels like a dark cloud just drops over me out of nowhere. This heavy, unsettling fear that doesn't always make sense. It happens outside of work too, but when it hits during work, it amplifies everything. Every frustration, every negative feeling I already have about the job, that knot in the stomach, that dread before work, I feel it often. So let's talk about what anxiety actually does to your experience at work. Here's something we don't always realize. Anxiety doesn't always show up as fear. Sometimes it shows up as avoidance, dread, or resentment. Sometimes anxiety feels like, I can't deal with this today. I don't want to go in. I hate this place. I'm exhausted and I haven't even started. And when your nervous system is constantly on high alert, even normal tasks feel threatening. A simple email feels like a test. A meeting feels like a spotlight. A small mistake feels like the end of the world. I know for me, there were parts of my job I hated because of my anxiety, especially the social parts, or when things got fast paced and chaotic. Those moments didn't just stress me out, they overwhelmed me. And when your brain is constantly bracing for danger, your job starts to feel dangerous, even if it isn't. That's why so many people say, I think I hate my job, when what they really mean is, I hate how anxious I feel at my job. Sometimes it may not be the job itself. It may be the experience of being anxious in the job. And that difference matters. Because changing jobs may solve one problem, but it may not solve the other. And here's the complicated part for me. I actually do hate my job. I don't think anxiety invented that. But I also don't think my job explains everything I felt. Let's break this down together. Here are a few questions that can help you figure out what's really going on. Question 1. Do you hate the tasks? Or do you hate the feeling you have while doing the tasks? If the work itself is fine, but you panic every time you start, or you feel overwhelmed before you even begin, anxiety may be part of what's happening. Question 2. If your anxiety disappeared tomorrow, would you still want to leave this job? Imagine waking up to calm. Imagine walking into work without dread. Imagine doing your tasks without fear. Would you still want out? Question 3. Does your job feel worse during stressful periods? When life gets heavy, money problems, relationship stress, health issues, your job can become the place where all that pressure spills over. If your dissatisfaction spikes during those times, that could be a sign anxiety is amplifying everything. Question 4. Do you dislike the job? Or do you dislike how you feel about yourself in the job? This is where imposter syndrome shows up. You might not hate the job. You might hate feeling like you're not good enough, like you're behind, like you're failing, like everyone else has it figured out except you. Question 5. Are you reacting to the job or to your fear of failing at the job? Fear of failure can make any job feel unbearable. It can make you want to run, hide, quit, disappear. But again, anxiety could be a part of what's happening. Question 6. Did these feelings exist before this job? Think about your previous jobs, school, social situations, other stressful periods in your life. Have you felt the same dread before? Because if the job changes, but the feeling keeps showing up, that may be a sign that something else is going on. And that's worth paying attention to. But if these feelings started with this job, this manager, this environment, that's worth paying attention to too. Now let's be clear. Sometimes the job really is the problem. If you're dealing with toxic leadership, disrespect, unfair workload, no growth, misaligned values, burnout caused by the environment, constant chaos, or a culture that drains you, then yes, the job itself might be harming you. You're not imagining it. You're not being dramatic. You're responding to a real problem. And if that's your situation, you deserve better. But sometimes the job is fine and anxiety is the thing turning the volume up. Signs it could be anxiety. You feel dread even on easy days. You assume people are judging you. You feel behind even when you're not. You can't relax even outside of work. You feel overwhelmed by tasks you used to handle. You replay conversations in your head. You overthink every decision. You feel guilty for things that aren't your fault. I'll be honest, I do genuinely hate my job. But when I look back, I can see that anxiety made certain parts feel 10 times heavier. It didn't create the problem, but it definitely amplified it. And that's actually good news because anxiety is something you can work on, even while you figure out your next career move. Whether it's the job or the anxiety, you're not stuck. If it's the job, you can start building an exit plan. You can identify your transferable skills. You can explore new roles. You can take small steps toward change. You can build a way out. It may not be easy, but it can be done, one step at a time. If it's anxiety, you can learn grounding techniques. You can break tasks into smaller pieces. You can set boundaries. You can work on confidence and self trust. You can get support if you need it. You can change how you experience your job, even before you change the job itself. Whether it's the job or the anxiety, or maybe a little bit of both, you don't have to figure everything out today. But before you decide what needs to change, figure out what you're actually trying to escape. Is it the job, the anxiety, the environment, the way you feel about yourself when you're there? Or maybe it's all of it. Because you can leave one job and find another. But if the thing making you miserable follows you there, you may end up right back where you started. And if the job really is the problem, understanding that matters too. Because once you understand what you're actually trying to escape, you can start figuring out what actually needs to change. And remember, on this channel, we're not just surviving Mondays, we're building a way out.